Welcome students, welcome to the third part of my video. Topic number 6, Indian struggle against colonialism. SYGC, Arts. Before I start with the video, it's a sincere request to all my students. If you like the video, please do like it. If you have not subscribed it, please subscribe it. And also, share it among your friends, those who are not aware of this video. Well, students, in the first part we saw various uprisings took place before the uprising of 1857, and it was in Lucas corner of India, which was easily suppressed by the Britishers. In the second part, we saw the uprising of 1857, and we saw why the uprising took place. We saw the social cause, we saw the political cause, we saw religious cause, and several other factors. Now, in this video, we are going to see a need was felt to come together and fight against the British regime. Why? Because Britishers followed the policy of divide and rule. Because they followed the policy of divide and rule, a need was felt that we should come under one banner and we should fight against the Britishers. So we will see, before the establishment of Indian National Congress, what is the background? Now I'll speak about Dwarakanath Tagore, who established Landholders Association to safeguard the interests of landlords. In 1839, William Adams, a friend of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, established British Indian Society in London. Later, George Thompson, a friend of Dwarakanath Tagore, established Bengal British India Society. In 1851, the Landlords Association and the Bengal British Indian Society merged together and Indian Association was formed. British Indian Association was formed. Then we could see in the year 1866, Dadabhai Naoroji, in collaboration with Momesh Chandra Banerjee, established East Indian Association in London. They began to create awareness among the Indians. What is the condition of Indians? The Indian League, who took an active part in regards to uprising of 1857. Later, Surendranath Banerjee established Indian Association and declared that this association would work for uniting Indians on various issues like racial origin, caste, with the help of common political interest and aspiration. In Madras, the Madras Mahajan Sabha was founded in 1884, which was a nationalist organization. At the same time, English education and urge for social reform resulted in the formation of Bombay Presidency. In January 1885, by Justice Kashinath Trimbak Telang, Firoz Shah Mehta and their associates. Now, this was there, which was established before establishment of Indian National Congress. Now we will see how this Indian National Congress was established in 28th December 1885 There was the first session of Indian National Congress held at Mumbai in Gokuldal Tejpal Sanskrit College. It was attended by 72 delegates, and with the help of a British officer, A.O. Hume, Alan Octavian Hume, Indians were inspired to form this organization called Indian National Congress. A need was felt. And the need was felt where they could place the issues related to the Indians. Indians, they placed the issues like administrative service, conducting civil service examinations in India, curtailing military expenses, to sanction more funds for higher education, and to make provisions of technological education to the Indians. Now, within the Indian National Congress, there were two kinds of people. One was moderates, another one was extremists. You know, the moderates, they felt it is better to go and beg. It is better to plead rather than fighting. There was another group who believed that begging, pleading will not work. It is better to go and kill the British officer and force them to move out of India. So, within Indian National Congress, there were two groups. One was moderates, another one was extremists. And the difference between the moderates and the extremists reached to a climax in the session of the Indian National Congress held in Surat in 1907, where moderates wanted to avoid the resolution of Swadeshi and boycott. The extremists wanted to stop those attempts of the moderates. Tension arose between the two, and it was impossible. Ultimately, in the Indian National Congress, there was a split, and there were two groups. One was moderates, other one was extremists. To control the program of the Indian National Congress, Lord Curzon planned a partition of Bengal. After the partition of Bengal, the British government began to take strict action against extremist leaders like Lokmanya Tilak, who was sent to Mandalay prison for 6 years under the charge of revolting against the Britishers. Bipin Chandra Pal was imprisoned. Lala Lajpat Rai was deported. Lokmanya Tilak returned to India after completing 6 years of rigorous imprisonment in Mandalay in 1914. After that, there was no reconciliation. There was a reconciliation between moderates and extremists. They came together in the Lucknow session. Thus, we could see Indian National Congress. They were united. They came together and they wanted to have fight against the Britishers. They had only one agenda: to overthrow the British rule from India, to overcome the slavery. Now, my dear students, further, we will see there were several armed revolts. There were few people who still did not give up of killing the Britishers. Now, I would like to give example of Ram Singh Kuka, who planned a revolt in Punjab against the Britishers. In Maharashtra, Vasudev Balwant Phadke. There was one Commissioner Rand who was ill-treating people during the plague epidemic in Pune. Damodar and Balakrishna Chapekar, two brothers, killed Rand in 1899. Ganesh Damodar Savarkar, other Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, Mitra Mela, a secret organization was established in Nasik. This organization was renamed in 1904, Abhinav Bharat. Damodar Savarkar went to England for higher studies. There he not only gone for higher studies, but also he was impressed by the revolutionary literatures. He learned how to use pistols, and he used to send all the literatures and arms to Abhinav Bharat. He wrote a biography of Joseph Mazzini, an Italian revolutionary. He also wrote the book of 1857, Uprising of 1857, the first war of independence. The British government came to know about the activities of Abhinav Bharat. Damodar Savarkar was arrested by the British government. Jackson, a British collector, punished him with life imprisonment. Anand Lakshman Khanere, a young Indian revolutionary, killed Jackson to avenge the punishment given to Ganesh Damodar Savarkar. The government held Vinayak Damodar Savarkar for Jackson's murder. He was arrested and he faced trial. He was declared guilty and he was sentenced to rigorous imprisonment for 50 years in Andaman. The revolutionary organization Anushasan Samiti was active in Bengal. Aurobindo Ghosh, his brother, or Birendra Kumar Ghosh, they headed this organization. This organization has a bomb manufacturing center in Maniktala in Calcutta. In 1906, Khudiram Bose, Praful Kumar Chaki, Avanishal Samiti made a plan to kill Kingsford, who was a evil British magistrate. However, the horse cart which was bombed by them did not carry Kingsford. There were two British women instead. They both died. Prafulla Kumar Chaki shot himself. Khudiram Bose arrested and was hanged. Now, there was some planning going on in England. Shyamji Krishna Verma, he founded an Indian house in London. It was just like a hostel. It was not only a hostel, but also this organization provided scholarship for the students who wanted to go for higher studies. Madam Kama belonged to this group. Shyamji Krishna Verma, he was a person who was having an idea of a socialist view. In the World Socialist Conference in Germany, Madam Kama raised the issue of India's independence. She unfurled the flag of India in Stuttgart, which is in Germany. Madanlal Dhingra shot Curzon Wiley to death. He was arrested and he was hanged. Then there were a few Indians in America and Canada who wanted to establish an organization which is known as Gadar. Gadar means uprising. Gadar was named, there was a newspaper which was published by this organization, which was also named as Gadar. And this Gadar newspaper was inspiring people with patriotism and to revolt against the Britishers. Then we could see Ram Prasad Bismil, Ashfaqullah, Roshan Singh, Rajendra Lahiri. They formed Hindustan Socialist Republican Organization. The mastermind of the plan was raising money for revolutionary work. Then, because they wanted money, which came to be known as Kakori conspiracy, they sacked the train which was carrying government treasury. It was stopped at Kakori station in Uttar Pradesh. The government was prompt in the action. All of them were captured and immediately hanged. Then we could see the communist philosophy following revolutionary thoughts of Karl Marx aim in uprooting colonial British rule and to establish rule of a working class. The Meerut case and Kanpur case is in this context received a lot of publicity. Comrade Shiprat Amrit Dange, Muzaffar Ahmad, Keshav Nilkan Joglekar were among the accused in these cases. Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev had a secular view. They established Hindustan Socialist Republican Association in Delhi. The goal was to free India. They wanted to rip off the British system and that exploited the farmers and the laborers. Their organization was independent department called as Hindustan Socialist Republican Army for collecting arms and executing the plans. Chandrasekhar Azad was the chief of the department. We could see the member of this organization completed several adventurous tasks. Bhagat Singh Rajguru avenged the death of Lala Lajpat Rai. Saunders was killed to teach a lesson to the British officers. The British government had to submit 2 bills in the Legislative Assembly, Central Legislative Assembly, which were absolutely damaging to the civil rights. Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Datta exploded bomb in Legislative Assembly, saying that these Britishers are deaf, they are dumb. Actually, they are deaf. In order to make them aware, they exploded bomb in the Central Legislative Assembly. Bhagat Singh, Rajguru were hanged to death. Chandrasekhar Azad was martyr, fighting with the British force in Alfred Park in Allahabad. Surya Sen, along with his followers, they carried out several raids. They attacked the British armories. Surya Sen and his colleagues sacrificed their life for the cause of nation. Kalpana Datta, one of this group, got life imprisonment. Priti Lata Vadedar escaped police and sacrificed her own life. Shanti Ghosh, Suniti Chowdhury, 2 school-going girls, shot Charles Buckland, the British magistrate. They were caught and sentenced imprisonment for life. Beena Das, the member of Indian National Congress, attempt to kill Stanley Jackson, the governor of Bengal, by shooting at him. During the convocation ceremony of University of Kolkata, she was caught and sentenced to 9 years rigorous imprisonment. The revolutionaries contributed significantly to the independence movement in India. They were courageous and they were determined, personified. Their loyalty to the nation was readiness to sacrifice their lives were unmatched. Their sacrifice has been source of inspiration to all. Now we will see in the next video, what was the contribution of Mahatma Gandhi? He too fought against the Britishers, but through non-violence means. This we are going to learn in the next video. Now, students, I would like to thank you for your patient hearing. It's a request. If you like the video, please do like it. If you have not subscribed it, please subscribe it. And the people are not aware of this video, please do give awareness. And I wish you all the best for your board exam.